Okay guys, so in one of my previous videos, I was watching some commercials from when I was younger, and one of them was an Oreo Cakesters commercial.
Oreo Cakesters, pump up the awesome!
Which kind of got me thinking, what happened to the Oreo Cakesters? Because I really enjoyed them when I was a kid, and I haven't seen them in any stores for years now. I don't know how long ago they got discontinued. So today we're gonna try to find out what happened to the Oreo Cakester and where did it go? Like why is it not here anymore? I might have to make some from scratch. That's how annoyed I am. I'm so annoyed I'm gonna have to bake some food. So I tried to do some research on this, like what happened to Oreo Cakesters, and I couldn't really find anything. I didn't have any luck. There's just, there's certain forums with people going, where are they? I want them. So there's not really any like definitive like, okay, this is why they were discontinued, because apparently they were discontinued, but like there are certain people out there saying, oh, they were discontinued because of too much trans fat in them. I'm not exactly sure if that was true. They were released in 2007. That's the only thing I could really find out, but I don't know when they were discontinued. I don't know. I couldn't find it out. And I think the last time I can remember eating them was in 2010. That was when I was in grade 6 in elementary school. So yeah, I don't remember eating them after that, but that doesn't mean that they were discontinued in 2010. They could have gone on for longer, but anyways. So today, what our mission is,
should you choose to accept it, is
we're gonna try to recreate some Oreo Cakesters ourselves. We're gonna try to remake these guys. We're gonna go big. We're gonna go epic mealtime, but without the budget big, That's what we're gonna do here.
That doesn't make sense.
I did try to find these cookies. I looked in every grocery store in my area. I even looked in this kind of Chinese market that sells pretty much everything, but I couldn't find them there either, so it was pretty sad. However, what I did come across when I was in one store is that I found these. These are Oreos, the Most Stuf. We'll open one up for you. This is how much stuffing you get in them. Like, that's quite a bit. You get quite a lot of middle in this Oreo. Like, there's a lot. So this here is supposedly a double stuffed Oreo. Doesn't look like it. Looked like just a regular Oreo. And this one is the most stuffed one. So yeah, like this one has about 2 times the amount of a double stuffed Oreo. So they have quite a lot of stuffing in them. So we're gonna go make some Oreo Cakesters, and I'm gonna use the inside filling of those cookies to make the inside filling of the Cakesters. I'm just gonna wing it. I have no idea if this is gonna work. This is the first time I've ever made these. So basically the first thing you wanna do is find any chocolate cake recipe, basically. If you are trying to make it as close to the Oreo Cakesters as possible, you probably wanna buy a pre-made mixture because they'll have that same kind of artificially chocolatey flavor in it. But since I don't have any of that, I'm gonna use this chocolate cake recipe I have here. So since I don't wanna make too many of these, I'm going to use 1/3 of this recipe. I'm gonna divide everything by 3, and that's the amount I'm gonna use. So first off, let's just start with the dry ingredients. So into a bowl, add 1/2 cup of flour, and then we're gonna add 1/3 of a cup of sugar, and then we're gonna add just under 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and then 1/3 of a teaspoon of baking soda, and then a pinch of salt. And then just mix all the dry ingredients up together until it's well combined. And then now grab out a Pyrex, and then we'll do the liquid part of the mixture now. And then put in 1/3 of a cup of water, put in just less than 2 tablespoons of oil, and then add a teaspoon of vinegar. And then just kind of, you can mix that up or just pour it, doesn't really matter. And then now we're gonna mix the wet ingredients into the dry, and then just whisk them all together. Try not to overmix it too much, like I just did. Once it's fully combined, grab a paper baking sheet and just scoop out a little bit of mixture and drop it onto the parchment paper, and just use all your batter up like that. You can make them as big or as small as you want. It doesn't really matter. I just kind of winged it. I didn't really put that much effort into the size of them. Some of them are gonna be bigger than others, but I don't really care. So anyways, luckily my mixture didn't turn out too runny. If it does turn out too runny, you could probably just add a little bit more flour in there. But then if it's too thick, you could probably add a little bit more water. Once you've done that, put them in the oven for 350 for about 10 minutes. So now we're gonna work on the icing. Basically what we're gonna do is just open up the Oreo and take out all the stuffing. So that's how much insides you get from about 1 package of these. And as you can tell, it's quite firm, it's still quite solid. We're gonna have to kind of water this down somehow or make it so it's smoother, because Oreo Cakesters didn't have like really hard cream in them. They had quite soft cream in them. So just take your existing package and then just dump all the extra cookie bits in there. And you can use them for something else. Or you can take them back to the store and go, hey, I opened them up and there was no cream in these, what the heck? and then see if you can get a free one. And we're gonna mix it around with some milk until it creates a nice kind of creamy icing-y mixture. You want it to be nice and light and fluffy because that is the closest to how the Cakesters actually were. You can tell they're done when you tap on them and they're a little spongy. They pop back up once you tap on them. If they kind of just squish in when you do that, then they're not cooked and you need to cook them for slightly longer. So once your icing is done and your Cakesters have cooled, you can start assembling them, which is really good. So basically just take a nice dollop. We're gonna go with quite a bit. I didn't fill these first couple with enough icing. I made 8 Oreo Cakesters and half a package of Oreo filling seemed to be plenty. So yeah, because I had quite a bit left over. So there we go, guys. What do you think? I think they turned out pretty nice. Some of them are a bit messy and they aren't quite the right size, but I'm happy with them. You know, I'm sure if you put a lot more time into it, you could actually create something that is very, very similar. But I'm pretty happy with how these turned out and they taste pretty good. If you did want to follow the recipe I used, it will be down below. Or you can just use any other chocolate cake recipe, it really doesn't matter. This definitely isn't something that's very difficult to make, so if you are looking for something fun to bake and you don't have that much time, this would definitely be a good option. So yeah, I'd highly recommend it, and you end up with something really tasty too, so it's kind of hard to go wrong with these. As long as you don't burn the cakes, then you're fine. Everything else is good. Like if they're too big or too small, they still will be fine. They'll still taste really good. The icing doesn't really matter. You're just using pre-made icing basically already, so you can't really mess that up. So yeah. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Now you can make your own Oreo Cakesters, so that's pretty great. You don't have to sadly walk around the grocery stores trying to find them anymore because you can make some yourself. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.